Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again. I am Rarity here. Hey every pony, and even everybody for that matter. And we are back once again from the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to my play of Mario Kart DS for the Nintendo DS. So last time that we actually did claim a gold trophy in Star Cup, and now we're about to be continue on and move on to the next cup in 150cc department in Mario Kart DS, as a matter of fact, is the fact that we're moving on into Special Cup next. So, you know that last time that we actually did use Mario from the previous episode? But for this episode, we're going to be using Yoshi. So, the cards he actually got at the moment, which he actually got himself, Egg 1, and Standard Card, and even Cucumber? Okay, that's an odd name for a card's name like that, but even then, Cucumber is actually one of my favorite vegetables. But we're not going to pick the Cucumber, sadly, because even then, though, that we'll do that, or we'll showcase some of the other cards itself until later on or something. So anyways, let's go ahead and use Egg 1, because this is another card that you can actually do like a snaking trick. So here we go. On Special Cup, we have Wario Stadium, Peach Gardens, Bowser Castle, and of course, Rainbow Road. So yeah, let's get this thing started, because as you expected, every single Mario Kart game, especially when they have special cups now and then, they always tend to have Bowser Castle at nearly the end of Special Cup, and then at the very end of the Special Cups in general, they always attempt to put in every single Rainbow Roads. So here you go with the first course in Special Cup, which was Wario Stadium, and this course may actually make a comeback in Mario Kart 8 as a form of the Leaf Cup. Which the only difference is between either those two versions is the fact that obviously Mario Kart 8 actually has anti-gravity mode, so how dare you try to knack our item? Well, that's a bit too dumb for my part. How dare you betray us like that? But anyway though. So as far as Wario Stadium's concerned, it did reuse that music from Waluigi Pinball, just like how it does it in Mario Kart Double Dash on both Waluigi Stadium and even Wario Coliseum from, it has the exact same music, but except the noticeable difference is that I don't think, although this course has the exact same name as it does it for Mario Kart 64's Wario Stadium, but except the only difference is between the two courses is the fact that in Mario Kart 64 version of Wario Stadium, it's not as long, although granted though, in Wario Stadium for Mario Kart 64 was predictably one of the longest tracks of the game. But so in this game right here, that it's not as long as the ones in the N64 installment of Wario Stadium. I think the reason being for that little solution is the fact that, well, obviously we're still going to be coming across into 3 laps, just like it does in the other Mario Kart games and other courses and stuff in the past. And also judging by the fact that we're not going to be countering 2 laps as opposed to a Wario Coliseum in Mario Kart Double Dash. So yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning. So yeah, there's not much else we can actually say about this at this point right here, because even then though, this is actually the last cup in the during the actual Nitro Grand Prix, because afterwards then we can actually move on to the Retro Cups, which we're about to be going back into the past to actually travel through the different Mario Kart tracks from the past. So yeah, that'd be pretty interesting, just so much for that. Yeah, which can be really interesting, just so much for that. And we got hit by the blue shell, but that's fine, because we already got ourselves an item box to begin with, so hopefully we can get the stage done and then just like, you know, just get the all that entire stuff. So, oh god, we got hit by the blue shell and a red shell after the red shell just mostly sneaked with us. Even then though, that we actually got hit by those 2 items. Well, oh well, we managed to get in first place, no problem though. Yeah, as a matter of fact though, that you know, as far as Egg 1 is concerned, it behaves the snake trick just like how it does in Marshmallow from as a Toad's cart. Anyways, the next course we're about to be heading to is Peach Gardens, and then this track do make a comeback in Mario Kart Wii in the form of the Lightning Cup. The only difference is between either those 2 variations of this particular track is the fact that obviously the graphics itself, obviously, and also the and also some trick ramps and stuff. So yeah, that's the only differences between the either of you. So yeah, this is kind of interesting for this level because you have to travel from once again, just like how it does it, kind of similar to Royal Raceway from when you drive around Peach's Castle, but except the noticeable difference is that now we can actually drive around the back garden of the Peach's Castle, although we still can't explore the inside part of Peach's Castle, mind you, because the door itself is so solid. And even then, though, we can actually just, you know, drive around her back garden, which is pretty interesting. And also that there's going to be some couple of shortcuts, mainly due to this little bunch of flowers over there, which can provide us to actually use the mushroom to begin with. And then there's also a bunch of hazardness going on in this particular level, like if you get hit by a chain charm, which if you actually get hit by that, you'll temporarily lose your items, so just be very careful. And also that I'm presuming that the Monty Moles will actually catch you off guard when they actually pop out of the hole. And even then though, that it's not much else we can discuss about these Monty Moles. I actually quite like this music right by the way, because it's kind of like a little bit of a, I don't know what do I call a Franz type of syndrome, although maybe it's probably just me. Oh, how the heck did that red shell just hit me on that side? That's a little bit too kryptonite, I suppose. But anyway, though, but again, that this track do makes a comeback in Mario Kart Wii, so in the form of the Lightning Cup, obviously. And I believe we're far, far away from the other opponents until now, because even then, though, well, besides Peach and Rob are barely trying to catch up to in first place at the moment, but apart from those sides of things, those two just managed to go way far behind from us until now. And once again we claim number 1, how about that? Yep, certainly Rarity, certainly. Alright, so next course we're about to be hitting into, so I have a bit of an awkwardness going on right at the moment, is the fact that we're moving on into Bowser Castle, which, just like in the other Mario Kart games, this course usually takes place in Bowser's Castle, and even then there's going to be a lot of lava and a lot, not to mention farms around in the course as well. I think it's also similar likes of how it does in the other Mario Kart games at this point. Well, besides they might actually added up some different gimmicks and tweaks to it. Like for instance, this installment of Bowser Castle has multiple pathways that you can actually take through. There's one that you can actually go either from the left or you can take one from the right. Another instance is that you can actually ride on or just drive around into this little spinning tube, where if you actually go all the way up to the top without even falling down the level, that way you can actually just, you know, just to reach up to the top section. But if you drop down from here, that means you're actually trying to actually just make your way to the bottom route of the little situation by that little ramp at the side of things. And as usual, unlike how it does it in Mario Kart Double Dash, is that in Mario Kart Double Dash bonus Bowser Castle level, is the fact that if you get Pam smacked by if you run into the swarm, you get temporarily spin out, whilst in this game doesn't, so if that was worth mentioning. And also not to mention Mario Kart 64 that also has that tradition. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned from that little part. I still even remember back in 2013, granted though it wasn't until when that playthrough is now removed at this point, that I still even remember that one time when you, Rarity, including White Teddy as well, even though that was actually part of the clip of the 3-year anniversary of our YouTube channel. Apparently though, that what's really weird about the, from my experience, or for your experience, Rarity, yeah, I know you were trying to talk about, Piglet, it's the fact that these computer opponents acting really, really weird. Or even then, perhaps they maybe just add some weird depths to it. Or in this case, some weird death situations. Like, take for instance this course for example. That if you probably remembered it correctly, that you know that one time that you and White Teddy managed to get hit by the blue shell at this point. In this case, this final lap right there. In this case, that both Luigi and Dry Bones both got dropped in a lava at the same time, which is kind of weird if you ask me. Yeah, I know, right? But even now, you can actually look that up on that 3-year anniversary thing. Committed suicide, and eventually Yoshi might start to get transformed into Dry Bones. Well, come close though, because if Koopa Troopa lands onto that lava, he'll immediately become dry bones. Oh yeah, because that makes perfect sense. And the final course in the actual Mario Kart DS tracks, which was none other than Rainbow Road itself. And as you expected, just like any other Mario Kart games at this point, that it might get a little bit trickier when it comes to tracks layout and stuff. Actually, I don't think this course wasn't exactly that challenging to me, unlike how it does in Mario Kart Wii, because even then, the only difficult thing I find from Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow World is the fact that there's way too much heavily based on, too much item heavy and stuff like usually that this happens. Oh great, we tend to slow down for a little bit of altitude for a few moments notice. Yeah, what's really bugging thing I find, if you can see right there, is the fact that I constantly find myself just actually getting my A button that sometimes glitches out. Especially in this version of the Mario Kart DS in general. Even then though, to make matters worse though, is that if we actually just try to actually catch up to first place, sometimes the A button starts to glitch out all of a sudden, like if we actually get temporarily slowed down. Or in this case, we got ourselves our acceleration turned off. I kind of wish it has a little bit of an emphasis on... I don't know if it's just me, but I think I'm pretty sure I wasn't pressing the A button for too hard. Which I'm presuming that's why I was going to be asking to say that. As we expected, there's going to be, that, you know, no guardrails and everything. Although there are some other times there are some guardrails, such as we actually get onto the loop-de-loop, which they call... what? Got owned by that green shell. I wonder who might have full tossed that. I don't know who that will be on. Oh my gosh, look out! Oh my god. That was actually quite a close, even then though, we actually got, we missed. Oh well, at least we can still probably gonna catch her up. Yeah, the nice thing about this course, as you can tell, is the fact that we could actually have a fully attraction onto this little loop-de-loops, which is a pretty fun, fun part about this level, I find. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Rowdy. Especially the fact that how, I think it does also the same thing as it does it for, what do I recall that? Although granted, in Mario Kart, in Super Mario Kart, it does not have loop-de-loops. And then in Mario Kart 64, sometimes it has a little spiral slant. And then in Mario Kart Wii, I'm pretty sure it actually contains a Lone Star, stuff. And also, same with likes of how it does it in, although it kind of feels... forget it. Forget what it said. So yeah, it's a pretty nice looking, version of the Rainbow Road in Mario Kart history. In fact, I actually really adore this soundtrack in general, because usually, because of the, how beautiful this, soundtrack actually looked out. It's especially noticeable that, you know. So yeah, I think that was about it when it comes to Special Cup in general. Pretty fun looking, cup in my honest opinion. Great amount of tracks they actually got, including Peach Gardens, because they were actually going to travel into Peach's back garden and stuff, which I found was kind of unique. And also, the Rainbow Road is actually pretty fun, and Bowser's Castle is a really enjoyable experience, and Wario Stadium is actually not too shabby either. So, let's see the results here. Rob is actually in 3rd place, Peach is in, she's in 2nd place, forgive me, and we're in number 1, and as we can tell, we got 2 stars. If only for the fact that if the blue shells might have captured us off guard at points, especially for that glitched up A button in our Wii U gamepad as far as we just noticed but until now. I think it's mostly due to the fact that we haven't pressed the A button entirely properly. And yeah, if you actually get everything, if you actually just to get 100% completion, you get this little image. But even then, we actually skipped this credit sequence for somehow, because obviously this wasn't the end of the playthrough just yet though, because join us next time of Let's Play Mario Kart DS is the fact that we're moving on into starting one of the retro cups, starting from Shell Cup and then the end of Lightning Cup. So see you guys next time. Later fellas. See you guys then.